If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort. Because as your life changes and your body changes, Sleep Number mattresses adapt and shift to give you personalized comfort night after night. And now everything's on sale during our Memorial Day event. Save up to $1,200 on mattresses for a limited time. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number, to a good life sleep.
It's time for the Larry H. Miller Utah Summer Games at Southern Utah University in Cedar City. Register today to participate in the 40th anniversary season of a Utah sports tradition at utahsummergames.org. Participate in over 50 sports around the state. Then plan to join the opening ceremonies Friday, June 5th, presented by State Bank of Southern Utah. Register today to participate in the 40th anniversary season of the Larry H. Miller Utah Summer Games.
It's time to get your morning started with the news you need to know.
News update.
This is what's trending with DJ and PK. Hashtag NBA.
Schroeder ahead to Mitchell. Mitchell against Cunningham. Mitchell with 5:20 to go. Steps right, three, ball up, and good! Oh, that was sweet from Donovan Mitchell, and he's got 38.
In a game that's easy to just give up, and they're not. Shot clock at one hand. He got it! He drilled it! Reeves!
Double, down the lane, Hartenstein, lobs, inside Holmgren, catching. Pump fakes, James, spins, dunks! Thunder by one, Chet Holmgren, don't be so mean! A thundering two-hand send-down over James. Nice pirouette maneuver on the pivot.
Highlights from the NBA playoffs as the Cleveland Cavaliers tie up the Detroit Pistons at 2 games apiece, and the Thunder sweep the Lakers. Lakers are a good team, PK. They had a good regular season. They won a playoff series. They did a lot of things right in Game 4, and they led with 40 seconds. But let this be a cautionary tale to Jazz fans. Are you good? Or are you really a great team? Because for all the things the Lakers did right for 47 minutes and 20 seconds, the Thunder closed on a 6-0 run. They won every possession down the stretch. They win the game. They win the series.
Well, yeah, I mean, Lakers didn't have their best player in the entire series. So take away SGA, and what do you got with the Thunder? Probably a little bit better than the Lakers have. They got more depth, but they'll always use that as a primary reason why they lost. We don't know what would have happened. At the same time, Jalen Williams doesn't play. He's an all-star. But then you get your Santa Barbara kid, Mitchell, just come off the bench and get 28, and not off the bench now, but you get my point, moved in the starting lineup, and they got several players who can do a lot of things. I think the overriding story of this game between Oklahoma City and the Lakers, Game 4, is it's kind of sad knowing that James's career has come to an end, because for Bronny, it's been a great 2 years.
And there it is.
Yeah. And so now he's gone. And it's sad. You know, the dream is over.
He can follow Pops out the door. Unless Pops goes to another team, then maybe, you don't know.
Do we want him?
Could be.
Still playing at a near all-star level, so I would take him.
Bronny?
No, LeBron.
Well, I'm talking about Bronny.
You're talking about Bronny?
LeBron's old news.
It's a 2-for-1.
If we can get the dad with him, yeah, let's go.
Get his kid, have him come out of Arizona. He don't need to play down there. What's his name?
Bryce.
Bryce? Yeah. Have 2 Bryces. And then had 2 chances for Thurls to say, Bryce, baby, Bryce, baby.
Bryce, baby. Cavaliers a 24-0 run, 24 unanswered points, and Donovan Mitchell goes for 39. And the Cavs even it up 2-2. At some point, a road team's going to win a playoff game involving Cleveland, right? That's 11 straight times in this postseason that the home team has won. Cleveland protects home court again.
You're harkening back to 4 years ago. Actually, Donovan Mitchell went for 43, not 39. You forgot those 4 more free throws.
4 more free throws.
He shoots more free throws.
39, 39 in the second half.
More free throws than the entire Detroit team. And Bickerstaff Jr. goes nuts. It's unacceptable.
This is such a cliche in the NBA playoffs. If anything goes against you, you go out and lay down the law and put the referees on notice for the next game.
Well, I've always looked at that. Majerus taught me that if you're going to complain about the refs, the only time you really complain, you can complain about an individual call here and there, but he would always look at the free throws. And he would expect on the road, you're probably going to be 3 to 5 fewer.
Mm-hmm.
That's just built in, right? But if it gets to be 34 to 12, well, then he would complain.
He's screaming, yeah.
Otherwise, he wouldn't say jack about refereeing. He would just go, and he wouldn't say it after the game. You'd have to listen to him when I sit courtside during the game.
Right.
And all the coaches would do that.
Yeah, he'd be working the refs when it was 15-2 or 20-6
if it's 7 fouls to 1, they will point that out. That's why any complaints about the refereeing, I always go right to the free throws. And here, 34 to 12,
yep.
You know, whoever that is, it's the younger Bickerstaff. I don't know what's his first name. I don't even know. He's going to complain about it, as would every coach in the history of the game.
Mitchell was 13 of 15 at the free throw line. The Pistons were 9 of 12.
Yeah.
So that'll do it.
Right.
And on top of that, James Harden, he rarely gets cheated when it's time to go to the free throw line. He was 9 for 9 at the line. So he alone canceled out everything Detroit did at the line. They were 9 of 12, and he was 9 for 9. So it's 2-2, and the home teams won every game, and they'll switch now to Game 5 in in Detroit.
I said at the beginning of the series that I thought there wasn't much difference between the two, and so far there isn't.
Coming up tonight, Minnesota at San Antonio, Game 5. Big Vic does not get suspended, does not get fined. He had the expulsion there. They kicked him out of the game, but that's it. So now he's back, and will he have a big game? When he plays well, they win. When he has a bad game or gets kicked out, they lose. That's how we've ended up at 2-2. And the Bucks are yet again accepting trade proposals for Giannis Antetokounmpo. They're looking for something. You would assume that the NBA draft will be involved in this somehow. Draft test, that's part of this. So we have our most recent deadline. Is it a deadline if it's just the most recent deadline?
For the individual you're talking about.
Yeah, it sounds more serious this time, but the Giannis thing has been brewing for multiple years now. What does he want? What do they want?
I just don't know what you'd get for him.
Yeah.
He'll be 32 years old. I mean, he's still a good player. I'm not talking about that.
It needs to be somebody who's ready to win a title in the next 2 or 3 years. And they got to be willing to give up a bunch
or they're desperate.
Of assets.
Golden State. I don't think they're ready, but they're desperate.
And they have, and you got to be able to give up a big percentage of your cap space. I mean, you got to go all in on this because he just makes so much money. DJ PK.
Hashtag NFL.
Minnesota Vikings are going to put Adrian Peterson in the team's Ring of Honor. He'll be eligible for the Hall of Fame in another year. So, AP will be honored. Meanwhile, the NFL schedule, this is the week where the news starts trickling out. Then Thursday, we're supposed to get the complete schedule, but the Dallas Cowboys are going to open up against the Giants, and they're going to play the Eagles on Thanksgiving Day. They get Sunday Night Football Week 1, and of course, with the Giants, that's Harbaugh's debut as John Harbaugh moves from Baltimore to New York. And play that big game while the Giants still presumably have their quarterback before he goes running around and Jackson Dart ends up hurting in the blue tent. So, big game right out of the gate. The popular Cowboys and the mega market New York Giants with the celebrity head coach on the Week 1 Sunday afternoon.
So you're calling it right now that Jackson Dart will get injured and will not make all the starts?
I worry about that watching him play, yes.
You worry about it?
Sure.
So are you calling it? I didn't ask you if you're worrying about it. I asked you because you sound like you're calling it.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and call it. What the heck? Yes. We'll see. I mean, Harbaugh's going to talk to him about playing differently. He's going to show him how Lamar Jackson played. It's his second year in the league. He's been hurt. Possibly the behavior changes. It doesn't seem his nature. His nature, he seems to somewhat defiantly throw his body around out there. I'm a football player. Now, he's going to have a coach trying to tell him to preserve himself a little bit. And it worked to a degree with Lamar. I mean, Lamar missed games. He took hits.
You think the prior coaches said, to hell with it? Don't worry about preserving yourself?
I think they did say it, but I think that this coach and coaching staff come in with more
credibility.
Credibility, thank you. Yeah. And also, when you hear something a second or a third time, maybe it sinks in. So the fact someone else is telling him is like at some point he may think, maybe I ought to play different. But it really doesn't seem to be his nature. So
no, he'd take it right on. I mean, come on. I mean, he's a gay,
all of that, yes, but it seems like a bad idea. It seems like a bad idea. So you really ought to listen to your coaches.
He's a tough guy is what you're trying to say. Our guys, we don't back down.
And Giants fans love that about him, but, try to stay in the game, stay on the field. Bills are going to open up their new stadium against Detroit on a Thursday night football game, week 2. And Craig Morton, NFL quarterback, took multiple teams to the Super Bowl, the Cowboys and the Broncos, passes away at the age of 83 over the weekend.
I remember him in the Orange Crush.
Yeah. 18-year run as an NFL quarterback. Didn't win either of those Super Bowls, but saw the list. There's only 4 quarterbacks who've taken 2 different teams to the Super Bowl, so an elite list. Overlapped with Roger Staubach and
was he a pilot?
Dandy Don Meredith down there in Dallas.
Took him to the Super Bowl?
Yes, he piloted them to the Super Bowl. Pilot. DJ and PK.
Hashtag college football.
What will be resolved first? Giannis Antetokounmpo's next team or college football playoff? 16 teams or 24? Greg Sankey, SEC commissioner, still backing a 16-team playoff. The Big Ten still wants 24. Sankey, the focus hasn't changed. We're open to the conversation, but there are a lot of ideas out there that have to be supported with analysis and information, not speculation. So, Sankey standing firm. That drags on. Missouri Tigers All-American running back Ahmad Hardy was shot at a concert over the weekend, and he's in stable condition. He's expected to return to play, but the exact timeline to be determined. So, what started as a permanently damaged relationship after Notre Dame's college football playoff snub in favor of Miami is apparently water under the bridge for the Fighting Irish and ACC. Pete Bavacqua called the school's relationship with the ACC very good and healthy.
Bavacqua?
Yeah. Not that Bavacqua. This one could hit water if he fell out of a boat. DJ and PK.
Hashtag Major League Baseball.
The 1-1. Mayo launches one. Left field in deep. In the corner she goes. And that baby is gone. Kobe Mayo with an Earl Weaver special. That gives the Orioles the lead. The pitch. Slider lined into right field, base hit. Coming in to score a rise. Here's Schmidt racing around third, and the throw will go into second. Schmidt scores, and the Giants have added on. 6-3 Giants, and Willie Adames is back.
And the Giants beat the Dodgers because lately lots of people have been beating the Dodgers. Giants win 9-3. Dodgers have dropped 3 in a row. They're 4-8 in their last 12 games. Have actually fallen out of first place in the division, at least temporarily. We'll see if that lasts. Rafael Devers homers and draws a bases-loaded walk in that game. Yankees, who are also, like the Dodgers, off to a great start. Like the Dodgers have also hit a bit of a rough patch because it's a 162-game season, I guess, and this stuff happens. They've lost 4 in a row. Orioles beat them 3-2.
Yeah, they're going to be firing Boone and bringing back Billy Martin any day now.
Billy Martin.
All the things they do, propping up Billy Martin, that's not going to happen.
Where's Joe Torre when you need him?
Well, Billy Martin's dead. So
yes.
See, like in the 70s, they brought him back like 42 times.
Yep. Your Diamondbacks, the 4-hit shutout. How about that? Back to 500 for Arizona. Beat the Rangers.
They are a 500 team.
Yep.
But, you know, what they're hoping is to be in the wild card mix, and around July, when they get back, they could get back their best left-handed reliever, their best right-handed reliever, and their number 1 starter.
So if they're hanging around in the mix then you catch fire when you're healthy.
I think that's the point for them, is that they won't be making a bunch of trades unless it's selling off guys because they have these reinforcements coming. So we'll see if that plan works for them. And then kind of maybe sneak in the playoff a little bit and see what happens there.
Bees are home 2 weeks in a row. They open a 12-game homestand here. They got 6 with the El Paso Chihuahuas this week. Game 1 tonight. Tony Park's on the call on 1280 The Zone, starting at 6:35.
Those Chihuahuas, they're tough little suckers.
DJ and PK.
Hashtag NHL.
Down low for Parker Kelly. Kiviranta knocks it away from Middleton. Brewery works it loose. One-timer. Score! Go ahead and Sally Parker Kelly. A one-timer from Edina beats Volstead, and the Avalanche have the lead back. It's 3-2 Colorado.
And the Avs had a pair of empty net goals in the final minute, and they beat Minnesota 5-2. They lead the series 3-1. All the drama coming, well, not all of it. Most of the drama coming in the third period of that one. That was 1-1 going to the third, and Colorado ends up winning 5-2. Avs star Nathan MacKinnon takes a puck to the face in the second period, draws blood, but of course he's back out on the ice in the third period.
That's because they bleed on the ice.
That is what they do, literally.
Yeah.
Colorado's up 3-1. The other series in the West, Anaheim and Vegas, is 2-2. They're playing tonight on ESPN at 7:30. It is Game 5 in Las Vegas. And Buffalo and Montreal played the first game in tonight's doubleheader. Montreal's up 2-1. They got Game 4 at 5 o'clock. Those are games both on ESPN. And NBC will have the NBA game tonight. So there you go. Coming up this morning, we got Matt Marshall, UCF college football writer for the Orlando Sentinel. Our spring football tour focused on the Knights. 8:30, Bob Casper, Real Golf Radio. 9 o'clock, Kristen Peak, NBA.com, and Hoops HQ contributor on the draft, and where Kristen expects this thing to settle out. What will the Wizards do and what will the Jazz do? We'll talk with Kristen at 9. That's all ahead. What is trending is brought to you by Shamrock Plumbing. There's no job too big or too small. Get the personal touch with Shamrock Plumbing. Question of the day. Coming up next. Stay with us.
For Jazz fans, it's been a rough few years. Well, those days are behind us as the Utah Jazz finally struck gold in the NBA Draft Lottery.
Picking second.
As the Jazz prepare to draft a potential superstar with the number 2 overall pick, nobody will bring you better coverage of the NBA Draft than the KSL Sports Zone. For all the breaking news, high-profile interviews, and player analysis leading right up to draft night, keep it locked on your exclusive home of Utah Jazz basketball. 97.5. The KSL Sports Zone.
DJ PK, it's 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. It is time now for the question of the morning. Hot takes or toast. How much does the second pick change your perspective on the Jazz tanking? Joshua, the second pick doesn't mean crap until the player proves himself. Joshua's not buying any of this hyper excitement. So wait and see. Actual wins.
So
buckets.
I guess when what was it, around 1970-ish, when Lou Alcindor was coming in, he'd
sat back and folded his arms, PK, from Kareem to Big Vic. Who's this LeBron kid? Magic who? What's
Tim
he
Duncan.
done? Tim Duncan. Who are these people in the history of the game?
Olajuwon.
Olajuwon's another one, yeah. 2 more titles. Add up all those titles.
Shaq.
4 more.
Well, yeah.
But this is number 2. Those are all number 1s. Now list the dominant number 2 picks in the history of the game.
I'd have to go back and double check.
Yeah, I know.
But I mean, the system demands you rebuild through the draft.
Fact.
Unless the system has changed or will change, this is the way to do it. It's the best, most logical, if not the only way, or realistically the only way.
Detroit did it. Look at all the high picks they had, and a number 1 pick in Cade Cunningham is their best player right now, so they're still playing in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Oklahoma City did it, and they ended up with a number 2 pick who's a good player.
Yeah.
A lot of skinny number 2s. With Holmgren going to Oklahoma City, Kevin Durant, another skinny guy who was number 2 pick in the draft, went to Seattle and then Oklahoma City before they moved a year after he got drafted. There are people, and I think David basically sums this up for you and I. It doesn't change. It was always the right thing to do. And really not so much that they ended up 2, that's great, but they needed to hold on to the pick, and they need another good player. And whether you're drafting 2, 4, 6, whatever, you're going to have a chance to get a good player. As long as you're drafting, you're going to have a chance. This draft's deep. There ought to be a good player on the board. When it's all said and done, and like you said, 2040, we go back and look at this, there will be a good player who came in, a good player in this draft who was picked 6th, 7th, or later. And they just had to make sure they didn't give up their pick. Indiana had different trade protections, gave up their pick, and look at the crying and the wailing coming out of Indiana now. I get it. They suffered for a year, and they thought they were going to get a good player to add, get their best player back from injury. Your Diamondbacks get their best pitcher back midseason, but Indiana's getting their best player back next year. And then add a really good player to it.
Yeah, but they screwed up.
They did. Their protections were wrong on the pick.
That's on them.
Yep.
Don't be complaining about some bad luck. You knew full well going into it that there could be that possibility. There was no guarantee.
As soon as you negotiated top 4 protection, negotiate top 6, 8, or 10 protection, whatever. But they wanted to make the deal, and they thought they could have their cake and eat it too.
Top 10 protection for Zubac?
I know.
There's nothing about any form of protection that would be something that would be acceptable unless it was top 25. He's okay.
Yep.
He's not worth top 10. That was a dumb move right from the start.
And now they're paying for it.
Yeah, so
but
they made a stupid decision. It just goes back to
you need the draft picks to rebuild. It's really hard to do it, and probably only a handful of teams can. I mean, even Cleveland, who traded for Mitchell, a lot of their other guys, they drafted. Even some of the guys they flipped. You got to have the draft, even if the player you draft isn't the player who takes you where you want to go.
Most of their starting lineup is by trade.
Now, yes. But didn't they trade guys they drafted to get those guys? You still have to have the assets, even if the player you draft is the one who takes you there.
I don't know. I'd have to look back and see what they gave up for Harden. Darius Garland, I think it was.
Yeah.
And they did draft him. Jared Allen, I'd have to go back and double check. And Mitchell, we know. But see, I don't know that this was the right thing yet. I'm not willing to say it was the right thing.
Really?
Right.
That surprises me.
Because it's 4 years of rebuild, right?
Yep.
Now, you can equate that to going to college. Most people statistically will show 5, but 4 years is the thought.
Sure.
I had to work because, unlike all of yous, I had to pay for every cent of mine, so I had to work every year in college. My parents didn't pay a penny. And so for me, I had a friend who asked me, why are you doing this? And because he didn't go. And I said to him, well, what else am I going to do? And what job would I get? And so he bounced around. He ended up joining the military because nothing was working for him. So he did that. But it worked for me. But for plenty of other people, it's a waste of time. Or for plenty of other people, they don't need it. Larry Miller didn't need it to be successful. What was the point? Why would he go? What did he miss out? I mean, he built an unbelievable empire. So here, the point I'm making is, I don't know yet. It's too early to say. You have to get the players, and then they have to play to the level that you want them to play at. And that hasn't happened. The first comment, you made it sound like no, that's definitively no. Mine is incomplete, because I'm not sure yet. They went through 4 years of miserality, and they're over that now. And they made a trade, multiple trades, to bring in a front line. I mean, if Kessler resigns, their starting front line most likely will be all acquisitions, not drafts.
Markkanen traded.
Right.
Jackson traded.
Right.
Kessler.
Draft night trade, right?
Draft night trade.
Yeah. So
he was in the Gobert, Minnesota.
And if it clicks, and they're healthy and they do their thing and they win 50 games, and this pick that you used to draft, and they acquired Keontae George through a pick that wasn't their pick, so that's a bonus. And their pick on the tank was Ace Bailey, and now we'll see here. If it comes together, which I think it will, then yes. But I'm not ready to say definitively this was absolutely the right move because I haven't seen the product. These guys have not played any games together. And Markkanen and Jackson played 2, but Kessler 0. So I want to see it. When I see it, I think I'll like it, but I still haven't seen it yet. So I'm a little apprehensive to say, absolutely, I'm leaning heavily toward it, but I haven't seen it yet.
I just think they needed to tank to get the high draft picks, although it is possible they will mess up those picks. But then the mistake in my mind isn't tanking. The mistake in their mind is, well, you messed up the picks.
Yeah, but that's
tomato, tomato?
Yeah.
Potato, potato.
Simply getting the picks wasn't the goal. Getting the player, the quality player with the pick is the goal.
I get that. But
so,
nonetheless,
no, they go hand in hand. You can't have one without the other.
There. You can't have the second pick without the tanking.
But if you don't get a player and you get a Kwame Brown or an Adam Morrison or a Sheem Thabit or Enes Kanter, what difference did it make? It was an absolute waste of time. Just like if I went to college, got a degree, and then didn't get a job and I sat on my mother's couch, what good was it? I have the degree, but if I don't use it, then having the degree guarantees absolutely nothing. It's then what do you do unless you are born on third base and you think you hit a triple and your father buys something for you and you think you're all that. Good for you. But the rest of us, we got to go out and hustle. I had to start for $210 a week, working 60 hours a week at the Casa Grande Dispatch.
James thinks this is a terrible thing. He says they tank every year. James doesn't want to hear it. There's no hope. It's over. They're dead to James. And to Alex, too. Oh, they'll still suck the next 5 years with that defense. Well, yeah, if they don't get better defensively, they will still suck, Alex. You got me there. I'm anticipating they get better defensively. But, yeah, if you keep getting yourself ranked 30th or 29th defensively, yeah.
Oh,
that's a product of the tank.
Who are they playing?
Yeah. Guys who will give up buckets on purpose because they're tanking.
What they've done is now irrelevant. It's what they do that matters. But I absolutely think that you have to get good players or the tanking was a huge waste of time. I covered the Clippers. And they drafted Bo Kimball.
They drafted wrong, and when they drafted right, the player got hurt.
Yeah. And
they brought in Larry Brown to fix it for 2 years, and then they went right back to another decade of disasters.
So all those draft picks didn't mean anything. And then you're talking to Manning, who got the double knee surgery, and so they seem to be jinxed there. I can remember when they brought in Kimball, and I'm sitting there, and their press row was not really on the press row. It was off to the side a little bit, and it was amphitheatered. So you had like 4 rows that went up, still close to the court. And 2 NBA guys who were prominent, but for the life of me, I can't remember who they were. But I can hear them. They're right behind me, right? And one guy says, that guy is the worst number 8 selection of all time. He can't play. You can hear their conversations.
Right.
And so they didn't cash in. You have to cash in. Simply tank. Any team can tank. That doesn't take skill. What takes skill is identifying the right players. That's where it's like people walk around with a big dog and they think they're something special. No, you're not. Anybody can get a big dog. You want separation? Do stuff that not everybody can do. It doesn't take talent to have a big dog and act like you're, wow. You go to the park and your dog is the biggest, baddest, meanest dog out there? Well, that makes you special? No. Anybody can tank. It's been proven.
Chad says through the 6 teams left in the playoff got there by tanking multiple seasons. So I take it Chad is in favor of the tank.
But that doesn't mean it was successful. The Suns didn't make the playoffs for 10 years. 10 years. That's close to a decade. And with that in mind, Dragan Bender, Josh Jackson, Alex Len. I read you the picks the other day.
You did.
Marquise Chris. Bust, you shall be. I mean, that was nothing but a bust. All those guys were busts.
The Mount Rushmore, Phoenix Suns bust.
Yeah.
Right there. The Fab Four.
Right. And then, ironically, they draft like 13th or something in there, and they take Booker. Player. But when they had all the high picks, they couldn't do it.
Greg says, from day one, I've been saying that 38 of the last 4 championship teams have been won by teams with multiple number 7 or higher draft picks. Often 4 or even 5 players. Jazz could never achieve that because since Carl, they've added one about every 13 years. The tank was always about loading up on talent. I love we got the number 2 in this draft, but if we got 7 or 8, I would have still realized that this tank was required if we want to win a championship. For those keeping track, the Jazz will go into next season with 4 players who were top 7 draft picks. So Greg doing a deep dive on draft history into the championship. Now, you obviously don't have to draft all those guys. You could
Well, they didn't
trade
because it's Jaren Jackson and Markkanen.
Right. And of the 38 of the 40, some were acquired through trades or free agents.
Okay, but that doesn't necessarily mean you have to tank.
But do you if you're not in a glamour? I mean, the Lakers won a bunch of those championships, and obviously Kobe was a draft day trade. Shaq was a free agent. Pau Gasol was a trade. Kareem was a trade. So they've been getting key players nonstop. But the Lakers can do that. Can everybody else?
Yeah, I don't think Gasol did. Though I don't think being in Los Angeles had anything to do with them getting Gasol. That was just a shrewd move. Wasn't
like Luka Doncic fallen.
Foreign guys don't desire overwhelmingly to go to Los Angeles or wherever. They're foreign guys. They don't care.
They largely do not.
Yeah. Now the others want the other stuff.
Yeah, after Doncic was in Dallas and he liked Dallas and he had some roots there, he
was
wanted
crushed.
to stay. Yeah.
Listen to him talk.
Right.
Yeah. And his predecessor in the foreign realm.
Dirk.
Yeah.
Dirk Nowitzki.
And he's Mr. Dallas. He is Mr. Maverick. Which I always thought, if you could do that, that's like the coolest.
People are going away from that now.
I don't know about that. Doncic didn't go away from it. They jettisoned him.
They did it to him, yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't take away the fact that it's still cool. And guys who didn't do it, as you said yesterday, you named multiple guys who you have been told regretted it. Here.
No, in the Utah Jazz organization, yeah. Yeah. D. Will came on our show and said it.
What did you gain by leaving?
Yeah. And I've heard Hayward
what did he gain?
Back channel. No, he didn't. A big contract in Boston, but that was
going to get that anyway.
He was going to make money here.
He's going to be obscenely filthy rich.
All right.
Just by being tall and working at his game.
Yeah.
It was here, there, everywhere.
He was going to get paid.
Yeah. Well, and I'm over that. And good for those guys. The fact they make life-changing, generational, life-changing money, and they live the high life. I mean, yeah, they all do. And so many of them are just average guys, and they make life-changing money. So if you're an all-star, wow. But as long as you cash in on it, then you're good to go. You have to cash in on it. In fact, I would argue if you didn't cash in on it, that makes the tanking worthless.
Justice says The pro side of this argument is the future's going to be fun. The trade-off is I haven't been very invested the last 3 to 4 years. 6th seed in the West next year, baby.
I think you were invested in the Jazz. You just weren't invested game to game like you used to be.
That's why I think he said very invested. There's still a tie.
You're invested to the franchise and what they do, but not the
you
literal
don't feel
games.
compelled to turn
January,
it on
February,
and watch all 4 quarters.
Yeah. And there will come a time here very soon, you will be. There's hundreds of thousands, as Austin Ainge called it, Jazz Nation.
Everybody's a nation now.
And a lot of people think Utah is a state unto itself in the Union.
It's a breakaway republic.
So we actually can lay claim to that phrase more than anybody in the country.
Are there any franchises that aren't nations, though? Red Sox Nation, Cub Nation. Everybody uses that now.
Right.
It's just totally worn out.
Red Sox and Cubs.
You're not buying Marlins Nation?
They're actually multiple states.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
We're out here in Utah.
We
don't. It's like
Southern Idaho and Western Wyoming.
Exactly, which only exasperates it or strengthens the argument. Southern Wyoming. What is Southern?
It's not exactly Southern.
Evanston. That's it. And maybe Rock Springs.
It's not exactly Southern Connecticut or Northern New Jersey.
No, not at all. And it's North Jersey. Quit saying North.
Northern. So it's South Jersey and North Jersey.
Yes.
It's not Northern Jersey and Southern Jersey.
No, you said that the other day. It's North Jersey, not
Jersey.
Northern.
All right.
It's Northern Utah and Southern Utah, but it is not that for Jersey.
Right. And here,
it ain't North California. I can tell you that it's
Northern California and Southern California.
I know.
So it's a West Coast, East Coast thing.
Yeah, I got you. Maybe it is. Maybe you're right. Yeah, I hadn't thought about that. But
let's talk to somebody from Georgia and see.
And it's the same thing in Arizona, for that matter.
Northern Arizona, Southern Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not South Arizona.
No. Yeah, it's not.
Maybe that is
might
a
be. I don't know.
East-West thing. Yeah.
But here, we're thought of as really not part of the Union.
Outliers, if you will.
So nation really applies to us.
More than all these other guys, right?
Yes.
Chicago, Boston, I mean.
You say Jazz Nation, what do you think of? Well, the fact is, you think all those people out there, those fanatics, do they have horns? Right? You say
they have
Red
horns.
Sox Nation.
Well, that escalated quickly.
Is it part of Connecticut? Where's the part?
Yeah.
You don't even know.
No, it's also Maine and New Hampshire.
Yeah,
and
you got all those.
Vermont yeah.
Like, which state? Jazz Nation. Boom. You know exactly where we're talking about. Boom. So Jazz Nation, that term applies more accurately than ever. So I'm glad that Austin used it. And I think the new guy, whoever took Dan Roberts' place, once they get good and he gets to, how about this Jazz Nation? Come on, man.
Tweak it a little bit.
Yeah. We are a nation unto ourselves. Absolutely. I hear you. Yock's looking at you. Look at your phone.
I know.
You got something you got to read.
I know. New sponsor just signed at 7:14 this morning.
I hope so. More money for you. Heaven knows you don't need it.
Nope, that's not what it was. Something else.
What? Well, leave me hanging. I'm part of the show, too. You guys with these interpersonal messages. What are we in freaking junior high here?
Look at your phone. You got a text, too.
Well, you didn't tell me to look. You pointed at me to point to him.
Because El Capitan has to do something here.
Yuck would like me to tell you that right now we're going to break, number one. And number two, caller 12 at 801-575-ZONE will be assigned a golfer in the PGA Championship this week. We're signing listeners. One of the top 25 players in the world, and one listener gets the field. The winner will receive a Copper Rock logo golf bag and a $100 gas gift card. It's brought to you by Copper Rock, where the pros play.
Copper Rock.
Now you're up to speed. You know what it was all about. There it is.
Well, I just don't want, you guys sharing notes to each other.
This is messed up. We'll have to fix it during
Talking
the break.
about the girls in the class who you like or something.
What's going on here?
You got it?
No, I don't think so. I don't know what LXE month
All right, well,
is, but it's not the right
this
thing.
This is the new thing. You tip it to me, and then I'll point. I'll point to my eye, left eye.
We'll take a break. We'll regroup. Left eye Kinahan?
Yeah.
We're calling signs from the dugout.
Mad Marshall, UCF, and college football writer for the Orlando Sentinel. Spring football tour, top of the hour. You and Cougar fans, that's coming up. Stay with us.
3, 2, 1.
This is Scotty G and Coach Tim LeCoux.
The head coach of the University of Utah, Alex Jensen, kind enough to hang out with us.
I knew there's not any one person or one thing to blame, but the decline with the basketball at the University of Utah, I knew it had gone down. We played 4 top 10 teams at home, and we played Arizona was number 1 in the country, and the place was half full. And I remember walking out, and it was the first time I got pissed off because things had just slid, and it's everything. There's just a disconnect, I think, through the community. I can't count how many people that came up and said, yeah, we've had tickets, or we used to have tickets. Everybody remembers going to a camp when they were young, and they have memories of a game and stuff. It takes a while to build. The connection's been lost, and it doesn't help that the team changes as much as it does every year. I'd love to have the continuity, but that's just not with the rules the way they are now. It's not the world we live in.
Catch Scotty G and Coach weekdays from 10 to 2, presented by Mountain Land Supply on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Hey, sweetie, your mother showed me this Carvana thing for selling the car. I'm going to give it a try. Wish me luck. Me again. I put in the license plate. It gave me an offer. Unbelievable. Okay, I accepted the offer. They're picking it up Tuesday from the driveway. I haven't even left my chair. It's done. The car's gone. I'm holding a check. Anyway, Carvana, give it a whirl. Love ya.
So good, you'll want to leave a voicemail about it. Sell your car today on Carvana. Pickup fees may apply.
Question of the morning. How much does the second pick change your perspective on the Jazz tanking? And Phillips says, now that the mess the Millers left is finally cleaned up, the rebuild is complete, and the Jazz can show what they are capable of and just how bright their future is. Go Jazz. I'm quite sure I could get someone from the Miller organization on the phone who would dispute that immediately, PK.
Hey, what mess did they leave?
That would be exactly their point. They left a team that was in the playoffs.
They sold the team.
Yeah, 6 times. I think they went to the playoffs 6 times in a row. Won a series 3 times. Lost in the opening round the other 3 times. So that would be the mess.
I don't understand that.
No. I think they look at it exactly the opposite way. Well, as a playoff team, yeah, you have to tweak it and make it better, but you tore it back down to the foundation, to the ground. How long is it going to take to build back up, and how far are you going to go when you get there? Which I think is in.
Do they even care?
Yes, I think they do care.
I mean, they care from the community aspect.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're too tied in emotionally, and they cared about it for too long not to care.
Right, but that's just a fandom, though. That not from a business decision.
They have many other business decisions to make that are in front of them, and many other fields.
Yeah, I mean, sure, they're going to be fans of the team, but once they sold it, they became like everybody else, right? Fans of the team. So, yeah, you want to see the team do well and all that, but I don't really understand that. Part of the deal is, does this change your opinion, or how much does it change your opinion? Who's to say it wouldn't have been better just to let Mitchell
walk?
Yeah. I mean, the world didn't end when Hayward left.
If he walked, I mean, he did sign. Now he may not sign another extension. And you're right, the world didn't end. They had to do a rebuild after Boozer and D. Will left. Boozer walked D. Will in a trade to beat him to the punch and get something back.
Yeah. Which they didn't get enough.
Nope. It didn't lead to anything massive.
Everybody loved Favors because he was a nice young man, but he wasn't much of a player. I got in trouble for saying that, but it's the truth. And he was a third pick, wasn't he?
He was okay.
Okay.
He was. He was okay, and then when they hit on Gobert, they didn't need him anymore.
Yeah, he was okay, but, I mean...
They thought they didn't need him, and then somebody thought they did need him, and then they thought they didn't need him again, which goes to your point about he's okay. Otherwise, you wouldn't think you need him, you don't need him, you need him, you don't need him.
But he wasn't a star by any stretch.
No. Nope. Jacked up his back. What happened?
But we'll never know, but you could argue, well, why didn't they just let it play it out?
And I've had people from the old regime say that. Jerry would have gotten him in a room and settled it. Mitchell and Gobert screaming at each other, whatever, getting mad at each other.
Yeah, but he wasn't there.
I know. But just to give up on it because 2 players had a beef just struck some people who've been around the NBA a long time is not the right way to handle it. Because I don't think it was just about that. Because that was front and center, was out there and it's juicy. I think at a core level, Ainge believes in more two-way players, and Mitchell's definitely offensive-minded and isn't a big factor defensively. And Gobert is a big factor defensively, but isn't much factor offensively. And to pay them top
together,
dollar,
they were the perfect player.
But to pay them both top dollar, yeah, it comes back to the old thing: are you paying a player $5, $10, $15, $20 million too much?
Everybody is, except for a handful.
Exactly.
The system demands it.
It does, because as the Jazz will shortly be reminded here, that you're trying to put together a championship team, so the guy should be X, but someone else who's like, if we could just get to the playoffs, I could save my job and get another contract. They'll pay him 2 times X.
Yeah, well, you say so. Ainge didn't like the one-dimensional nature.
Yeah.
So let's pay Markkanen $50 million. That doesn't make any sense.
I agree with that.
Well, then
Markkanen
he's
strikes me-
doing it. So how much did he like it? He's the one who's deciding. He's calling the shots. And here we're giving this guy enormous amounts of money to sit on the sidelines.
Well, okay, sit on the sidelines. I still have to push back on that because I think they made him sit on the sidelines. So I don't want to blame him for their decision.
Who's blaming him? He's sitting on the sidelines. You're assigning blame. The fact is, they have been paying him
to sit,
life-changing money to sit on the sidelines. I'm not assigning blame.
Now they're going to expect him to play. And we'll see if he can, see how much he can. Is he going to be a 60-game player, a 70-game player, an 80-game player? We'll see.
Well, what I think they ought to do is bring back the statues and have them sit right next to him on the bench.
He can score it. And so to your point, the system does demand that to a degree, because if you don't pay him, somebody else will.
Right.
But is he going to rebound it? Is he going to defend to get to where they want to go? Or is this like a transition piece to get him better? And the guy they draft now, whoever that is, and Ace Bailey, and those will be the pillars going forward. And by the time the championship window is really open, well, they've moved on from
but I don't know
27 and 29 years.
Yeah, maybe so, but then they'll just pay it to somebody else. The wing players, are they really going to be boarding the way you would want? Somebody's got to get close to 10 boards on his team. And Kessler is the guy. The other two have no track record of doing it consistently. They're wing guys. They're not down. They're tall wing guys.
Right.
Yeah. Offensively, this should be a beautiful team. They've got so many skilled. Whoever they draft, I don't care who it is, he's going to be skilled offensively.
Right. Boozer is skilled offensively. DeBonce is skilled defensively. Peterson would just have to play, and then he's very skilled offensively.
Yeah. When I was talking to an ex-coach last night who just loves Peterson's game, absolutely loves him, told me, I see some Jordan in him.
Ooh. So he
wasn't talking about Poole. He was talking about Michael.
I got it. Okay. Now let's list all the other Jordans other than Michael. We knew who he was talking about. So would he take that? Was the point of that conversation that coach would take Peterson number 1?
Not necessarily, but just talking about this is a realistic possibility for Washington because this player, Peterson, is an amazing player.
I saw a thing they polled 15 of the 30 general managers, and 12 said AJ and 3 said Peterson.
And how much of that is because he took too much creatine?
Yeah. He didn't play enough games in college, so some of the 12 are going to AJ because it's a safer pick and you can't miss.
And I found out last night I have creatine in my house.
What?
Yeah. I did not know that.
Really?
And then this morning I saw it on the counter.
Yeah.
So I took a couple of gulps and I'm fired up, man. Hammies are a little tight, but I'm ready to go.
DJ and PK, when we come back, the spring football tour, the UCF Knights. Matt Marshall joins us next. Stay with us.
If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort. Because as your life changes and your body changes, Sleep Number mattresses adapt and shift to give you personalized comfort night after night. And now everything's on sale during our Memorial Day event. Save up to $1,200 on mattresses for a limited time. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number, to a good life sleep.
Hey, sweetie, your mother showed me this Carvana thing for selling the car. I'm going to give it a try. Wish me luck. Me again. I put in the license plate. It gave me an offer. Unbelievable. Okay, I accepted the offer. They're picking it up Tuesday from the driveway. I haven't even left my chair. It's done. The car is gone. I'm holding a check. Anyway, Carvana, give it a whirl. Love ya.
So good, you'll want to leave a voicemail about it. Sell your car today on Carvana. Pickup fees may apply.